Hi, how's it going? Mark Marino here, creator of the Awaken Your Wellness Now blog. I'm here today in a little bit more of a casual setting in my backyard, and I just wanted to talk about this week's topic for my video. And you know, life can be challenging sometimes, and with just the everyday stuff that we have to go through, and a lot of times it can be stressed and overwhelmed, and it's not always easy to follow through on some of the things we're trying to accomplish. So today I'm going to discuss on how to stay committed to your goals. You know, very often the challenge with commitment is that we don't follow through or stay focused on the things that we want. Now, very often there's a few things that limit us from being committed that we can focus on so that we can stay more committed to the things that we want to accomplish and really the goals that we're trying to set for ourselves. And the first thing I'll talk about is clarity. Because when we don't stay committed to something, very often it's because we don't have enough clarity on what we want. And yes, it's true, I'm standing in front of a bamboo forest in my backyard. I live on the North Shore of Long Island, and it's actually relatively prevalent here. So I figured it would make a nice backdrop. So very often it's that we don't have clarity on what we want. And if you don't have clarity on what you want, it's hard to stay committed to it. And then very often you're just interested in accomplishing something. Like, I'd like to lose weight, or it would really be nice to start running, or I'd really like for this to happen, or I'd like to make more money. That's not specific enough of a goal, and it's too vague for you to really be committed to. So one of the most important things that you can do for yourself as far as commitment to your goals is to really get specific and get clear on what you want. And when you're talking about clarity, you want to be specific as to what you want, why you want it, and how you're going to get it. So you have to be specific as you can about what you want, like right down to the very minute details, something that you can measure. Makes it much easier for your brain to focus on the solutions to how you're going to make that happen. And therefore, it's going to make it much easier to commit to those goals. So if you set specific goals for yourself, first you set the specificity on what you want, and then there's the why. The why gives you that motivation, gives you that internal desire and drive to reach that goal. And if you have that internal motivation, then there lies the commitment. It's one of the most important things with commitment is to know your why. Maybe you're trying to improve your health and wellness, and the why might be for your family. Maybe you want to be there for another decade for your family, another 5 decades to live to 100. Know what your why is. So remember, with clarity, it's first the what, and then the why, and that's going to give you more clarity as to how you're going to accomplish that. And again, that's getting as specific as you can, because if you set specific goals, you also want to know how you're going to make those goals happen. And that's going to come with the plans and strategies. And you've probably heard me talk about my GPS acronym, where GPS, yes, it's the Global Positioning System, but it also stands for goals, plans, and strategies. And those plans and strategies will allow you to figure out the exact actions that it's going to take to help you reach those goals. And if you know what those actions and plans are, then guess what? It's easier to stay committed to reaching your goals. So one of the next things you can do to stay committed to your goals is consistency. So now that you know specifically what your goals are, and you have the what, the why, and the how, then you can get consistent with scheduling out how you're going to reach those goals. And if you have a schedule, then what happens is you start to develop routines and habits. And those routines and habits are going to make it much easier to commit to your goals. So right there, with having the clarity and more consistency with routines and habits, you're going to be able to be more committed to accomplishing your goals. Now, another thing that's great to have is accountability. And accountability allows you, again, to be more committed. Because if you have somebody that you're accountable to, somebody that you have to check in with, let's say daily or weekly or monthly, that will allow you to be focused more on what you have to accomplish to reach your goals, and therefore be more committed. So without having these things to really improve our commitment to our goals, it's easy to rationalize and in our brain find out the reasons why we didn't accomplish something, or the reasons we didn't follow through with something. And so, you know, our brain can always say, you know, I have an excuse for this or an excuse to that, or this happened to me or that happened to me. But really what happens is usually you're lacking those 3 things I talked about. You're lacking the clarity, the consistency, and the accountability. So what I'd like you to do is just like in review, I want you to see if you can implement these 3 things, which will really improve your ability to have more commitment towards your goals and then help you to see more results as well. So again, in review, it's clarity, knowing what you want specifically, why you want it, giving you that internal motivation or desire, and how you're going to get there with goals, how you're going to get there with plans and strategies to reach those goals, and then having consistency, developing routines and habits that are going to help you reach those goals, and then also having accountability, whether it's another person or somebody to check in with either daily, weekly, or monthly, that really will help you improve to the commitments of your goals. I hope this information helped you out, and I hope you appreciated this little backdrop of the bamboo forest here in my backyard. And if you're seeing this video anywhere other than my blog, go check my blog out at awakenyourwellnessnow.com/blog. And as always, have a great day and be positive, be motivated, be focused, and be well.